Hello Internet, welcome back to Watch with Joe. It's time for another episode of Peaky Blinders. Yes, we continue Season 2 of Peaky Blinders with Episode 4. Let's do a quick catch up on where we were at the end of the last episode. The Shelbys continue their agreement with Solomon's gang. Let's put it like that. With Solomon's operations, that sounds better. His 100 men are now situated in the bakery and ready to do what they're going to do, or getting ready to do what they're going to do anyway. So that's one side of the plan, stepping forward a little bit more. The head of the Italian gang, Zabini, once again ordered a hit on Tommy, which the attempt happened at the end of the episode, or almost the end of the episode, after the Shelby boys bought themselves a horse at a stud auction or something similar. And foiled and beat the absolute piss out of the guy who attempted it. Because Arthur went off on one, as he has been doing recently. Unable to control his temper. So yeah, there was that. Speaking of the auction, yes, they bought a horse. Tommy also started a business relationship, possibly something else, with a trainer who was there. She was very interested in why Tommy was bidding for this horse. So that was interesting. See where that goes. We also saw a big part of this episode was the relationship between Polly and her son Michael, and how that develops. And I found it interesting when I was going. I don't know if I said it during the episode, but when I was going back and editing, I was thinking how Michael went from saying he wasn't comfortable calling her mum when he spoke to Tommy in the office at the pub, to later when he wanted something from her calling her mum, and then lying to her about what happened at the race, at the horse sales. So he's not as... And he also spoke about blowing up the village he was living in, wanting to blow it up. So he is not as well adjusted as you might hope for someone who has not been around the Shelby family. He's got that fire in him, and I'm not sure in a very good way. I think he's got a little bit of a manipulative streak, sort of like Tommy, to be fair, but in a less likable way, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Yeah, I think that's enough. That's about it. Lots to be looking forward to. There's lots of threads still in this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they weave in the second half of the season. So I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to sit back and watch episode 4 of the second season of Peaky Blinders. That's not a surprise to me.
The Pro Treaty, Paddy's and the King want the same man dead. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right, Tom.
Because if anyone connects me to this, it will be assumed that it was a criminal act and not a political one.
No, you need not fear being connected to the killing, because I will see to it that no connection is ever made. You will have complete immunity.
That means he's going to kill you afterwards.
But
Well,
at
hang
the
you.
execution,
Bring me proof. The spy is dead. And we have a deal.
Oh. Nicely played, Tom. I mean, it's still a fucking awful situation, but it's a good move from him. Now, what you up to, Arthur? Uh-oh, return visit to the club. Oh, dear me. Ah, those razor blades, man, I can never get used to that.
I'll protect you now.
Ooh!
This place is under new management. By order of the Peaky Blinders.
Goodness, with something?
Like what?
Tonic water?
Straight gin is what Tommy's used to. That shows the difference in class. And I'm not meaning that in a mean way, it's just the differences.
You wanna fuck me, Mrs. Carlton?
The horse is why I'm here. Purely that.
Okay.
Because you're paying me a lot of money to train your horse, that's why I'm here. Before I took your account, I did some credit checks on you. Apparently, you don't exist.
That's because Tommy works in cash.
You'd also be called Grace's Secret.
Crazy secret.
Oh, dear me.
What if Michael really leaves?
Just gotta let him go, Paul. He'll get a job in an office in London. I'm sure he'll write, yeah?
Tommy is absolutely guilting Polly into this now.
You want him to do this job?
Yeah.
I want one.
What about this other more qualified candidate?
What qualified candidate?
Well, I lied. There isn't one. What's that? You're never late for work.
Welcome to the business, Michael.
Welcome to the business.
Thank you.
Right, come on. Let's get him drunk. Come here, you.
All right, whiskey.
No whiskey. He's at work tomorrow.
So one Monday, the first Shelby Company crate will contain 1,000 Riley carburetors, but hidden in the packing will be 500 bottles of the finest quality single malt Scotch whiskey. The dealers sell the cocaine. We take a cut. They don't sell direct. The Home Secretary's cracking down on how this to fuck up everything else. Understand?
Ah.
I understand. How much of that 600 came out of your pocket? But if you don't straighten up, it'll be John's turn in London. No need. I can handle it.
Can you, Arthur?
It's under control.
Because I'm not sure you can.
It's under control.
You were just... You were snorting coke basically off the back of a prostitute. Literally
Fucking Saudi profit the way.
a couple of minutes ago. I'm not sure you can handle it.
What's your business?
I'm sorry, I'm lost here.
Yeah, well, you can't stop here. Move on.
23 seconds.
It's that 23 seconds from when he pulled up to when the police arrived.
So, I've set up a trust fund. The beneficiaries will be John's kids and Carl.
Are you sick?
affairs in order.
He knows that Campbell is going to hang him afterwards.
So for a few fucking jokes and Epsom, you fucking invite a tribe of savages into the city and just fucking unlock the fucking gates.
Suddenly it's all jokes. Oh, it's just a prank, bro. You know? It's exactly that behaviour.
The Peaky Blinders is out of control.
Yeah, they're out of fucking control, mate. They come down the canal, they spread like the fucking clap.
Right. So now they're everybody's problem.
Yeah.
Alfie. You and me, we've been fighting since we was at school.
Yeah.
Now, is this true or
Now
not?
also, we've been friends.
Or is this just Alfie playing the game that he and Tommy planned?
We're not quite on the Birmingham road.
It's a small diversion.
60 miles, I checked.
It's a small diversion these days.
So I'm a small diversion. Good.
This sexual tension here, someone's got to do something about it.
You have a guess for me? Well,
Yes, one of you's got to say it. Say it.
I'm gonna leave my wing, and I'm gonna come find you, and I'm gonna turn the handle of your bedroom door without making a sound.
2 pints of dark malt, please.
Fuck that. We're Peaky boys, 2 whiskies.
I don't drink with blacks.
Oh,
Here we fucking go.
You fucking get.
Seems like Michael knows how to throw down.
Some idiots at the Marquis of Lawn tried to stop me and Asar from drinking, but it's all right.
Marquis, eh?
Oh, no.
Preaching.
Right.
Only can hear me chips.
Where are you going?
We won't be long.
You shouldn't have said that, Michael. You should have kept your mouth shut.
You checked out his house?
This copper's all over us. You'll take care of him.
No, I will raise suspicion. You'll have to deal with them yourself.
I don't like that.
There will be no consequences for you. I have given you my word.
Your word is worth shit.
If I should die, then you will die. Know that.
That's a good idea, Tommy.
Ritz Hotel. London, Piccadilly.
Hello?
Who's that?
No!
Wines in England are not so good, huh?
She's back. It was a telegram saying that she was back. Oh no! So, that was episode 4 of season 2 of Peaky Blinders, and I'm going to start off by saying I was right. I called it. I am picking up on the crumbs. Yes, I was right about the Irish killing at the beginning. It was all Campbell. And those guys are in league because they all want the same person dead. The Crown wants them dead, the Irish want them dead. And that's why Tommy's been chosen. It's a fucked up situation, which, I mean, he's got to kill a field marshal who has a lot of police around him. So Tommy spent a bit of the episode shoring up his position, as it were, and making sure that things were settled. So he settled as far as looking after the family after, if he is killed, because we all know what has been promised to, in Churchill's office was that he would be hanged afterwards. He won't know this until it's happening. But Tommy is smart, and he can read Campbell to a certain extent, and he knows that Campbell just doesn't just want him to do this job. Campbell wants revenge for what happened before, and he's going to kill him for it. So Tommy has set up funds so that if he dies, the children of John and Ada's child are taken care of. But he's also set up and threatened Campbell with this, that if he dies after doing this job, then Tommy's men will kill Campbell. And I hope that Campbell takes that threat seriously, because I do. I absolutely do. Very, very interesting. Another facet of this season has been the relationship between Tommy and Alfie Solomon. And in greatest respect, the Peaky Blinders moving into London. Which they are doing, and they're doing so they can send high quality alcohol to Canada and the United States, where prohibition is taking place. And that's why they wanted the export license. Partly why they wanted the export license. It's genius move. Makes so much sense, and I imagine would rake in quite a lot of cash. However, Alfie is seen meeting with Zabini in a parlay kind of scenario where they discussed terms for peace. Now the question is this something that Tommy and Alfie had discussed before when they had their agreement, because we did not see that agreement actually happen. So is Alfie still playing the game that he and Tommy set up, or have they now gone? Has he moved position? It's interesting, which I'm sure will come to a head at the end of the season. In more London stuff, Arthur's coke problem is starting to become a problem, where the club that they've now taken from Zabini is he's using it to hide his coke buying, and he's saying I'm on top of it, I can control it. And like I said during the reaction, he said that literally 2 minutes after snorting coke off the back of a prostitute in the middle of the club, in the middle of the day. It's not it's when he first did it, Tommy said for race days and grand openings or something to the similar effect. It is now a permanent, constant need, and that's coke for you. So he needs to. So sooner or later, that's going to be a bigger issue, and Arthur's going to have to be put on the. He's going to have to be put in place. He's going to have to dry out and get himself weaned off the stuff if he's going to survive. That is. Tommy and Michael's relationship is an interesting one. I like I said in the intro, I'm not sure what Michael's intentions are. And in this episode, he asked for a job, one that he seemed to be fairly qualified for, but obviously it's getting involved with the business, and it's something that Polly wasn't necessarily after. And then he manipulates Polly, and he seems to get Tommy on his side to manipulate Polly. And it's interesting seeing how similar they are, yet there's just something about Michael that I just don't trust. I think it's because it's a manipulation of his mother, maybe. And it's such a new relationship. I had hoped he would be just so excited to get to know her that he wouldn't need anything else. But he's using that relationship now, and the absence of the time he was not with her, against her, kind of. It feels like he can say, "Oh, I'm going to leave them," and because she's so desperate to have him back in her life, she will acquiesce. I mean, as far as manipulation is concerned, it's a brilliant move, but from my point of view, it's awful. I don't like it, and that's why I don't trust Michael. And I mean, my problem is, I like Tommy, so when he does things like that, I don't particularly get mad at him, which is a double standard, I know, but it's not cool. That was not cool. Throughout this episode, in each moment they were in the rooms together, there was a absolute definite sexual tension between Tommy and May, who is the horse trainer I mentioned at the beginning in the intro part, and who appeared at the end of the last episode. And it's just like, there's so much sexual tension. It was palpable throughout, and finally at the end, Tom was just like, "I'm going to come to your room tonight. I've driven here specifically so that I'm going to come to your room tonight." Basically, is what he said in not so many words. And yeah, they finally did it. Broken sexual tension, and when you think, oh, maybe this is going to be the new Tommy relationship, maybe this will be his respectable wife for the future. No, because who shows up right at the end? It's fucking Grace. And how does Tommy know? She sent him a telegram. Or someone looking out for her sent a telegram. That's just an idea that's come to my head. But yeah. Oh, that's going to be interesting in the final 2 episodes of the season. Especially if Campbell sees Tommy with Grace. That will be... oof. That would be oof. That's my reaction to that. That'd be oof. Oh, there's so much to come up in the last 2 episodes. We've got Epsom and the London gang issues, and we've got Grace as a whole new entry into the what that is going to happen, and we've got the assassination. Plenty to be wrapped up, and I'm sure there'll be some knots and twists and all sorts on the way to the end of the season. Yeah. Looking forward to it though. And that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and comment below. All those things help me grow the channel so I can keep doing this for you, the internet. Tell me all your thoughts about episode 4 of season 2 of Peaky Blinders in the comments. I will be there to join you, and any of your thoughts on the season so far, and if you've watched the season already, on my predictions for season 2. Tell me, don't tell me if I'm right, but you know what I mean. Anyway, that's this for today, and I'll see you in the next one.